please.
Question, because I'm a bit confused about seasonal labor being per se socially excluded, exploited, and in bad conditions. We do have a big sector of people coming every year. They come voluntarily to work on German farms, so not everyone picking strawberries is a excluded person and exploited. So. And I really ask, how do you come to the conclusion that that's the basic and the general condition?
Yeah.
I would really contest this part.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, this is a very good question. Of course, as I said before, I'm talking in general. No, that's not meaning all the time all the farmers are exploiting the workers, situation like that. But I will respond this question with a little detail. You know, when I do field works every year, I go to the fields, you know, I talk with the workers, you know, mainly in Huelva, but we research about other places too. When you heard about good practices in some companies, okay, usually they don't have migrant workers in, you know, because the local people are willing to accept the conditions where the conditions are good. It's based on research. We did a report last year based in more than 300 academic articles and more than 100 of social articles, you know, from international organizations, stuff like that. The conclusions are that the workers are in social exclusion.
Angels, can I bring you into the game related to that question? Are there people who are resident workers doing a different work than many people, for example, who are so-called irregular workers or migrants coming from non-European states, Morocco or wherever? First of all,
seasonal, irregular, and resident are three different things.
I'm talking about seasonal work. I'm talking about collecting strawberries, for example. So, Angels, can you explain that?
Yeah, of course, there are scales. There is a hierarchy of positions and situations from which you start. I mean, if you are a resident, no matter what your background is, if it's your native or migrant background, you have more capacity, power to bargain your conditions. If you don't feel like that they are not paying you the minimum wage, which is now compulsory, or you are working more hours, you have always, or more, not always, but you have somehow the capacity to say no to that job, and then instead of that, I'm going to work as a waiter, where the salary is still very low, but probably the weather conditions are different. Now, whereas if you come from another country, from Eastern Europe, we know that they come with arranged prices. Mm-hmm. So because there are like groups of organized groups that bring people to work in the farms for lower prices than the locals. So the irregularity is there all the time because nobody's complaining, nobody, I can say that, fully with the law, with what the labor law says. So what differs one group from the other is the capacity of moving out of that, of deciding what to do. I was referring to the group of migrants who come through the HECO program, because although this is a very formal legal system of recruitment, the condition of captivity in which those mainly women live made them very vulnerable. They are so vulnerable that they have to basically accept the conditions that they find when they arrive there.
Do they have to? I mean, they are forced to come back? You talk about 4-year contracts, so. I mean, they are there, they go back, and they have to come back?
No, not
How
have
can you
to.
force
They
them?
can come back.
They can, it's a possibility.
Yeah? Okay. And
this is a very new policy, just it's the first year that has been implemented, and we have been checking on the field during this season, because this season, the berry season runs from January to June, just ending. And we have identified a lot of irregularities even in this new policy that was aimed to include more guarantees for workers, but still is not being implemented well. No, it's still a lot of irregularity.
I want to